So we are going to discuss now this partition wall. Okay, as the name suggests, we have to make some part. Okay, so we have to uh, uh, divide some room in different number of parts. So that is the simple meaning of partition wall. So basically, this partition wall, it is also called as dividing wall or screen wall, and which is generally constructed inside the enclosed area. Okay, so if you are having one room which is very big and you want two rooms in that, so in between you can have some dividing wall, so that will divide the space and you can have two rooms now. So generally it may be constructed at ground floor or on the upper floor also. So it is defined as the wall or division made up of bricks, studding, glass or other such materials. So we will discuss what is this studding, etc. So basically there are so many other materials that are generally used to construct this wall, or the dividing wall, you can say basically. So its major purpose is to divide one room or portion of the room from another. And most of the partition walls that are designed as non-load bearing wall. And if it is on ground floor, then it will rest on flooring. Definitely ground floor पे है तो flooring पे rest करेगा. And if it is on the upper floor, then it will rest on cement concrete beams between the columns or on the slab beams which are provided in the floor slab. So basically on the upper floor, the generally जो beams आते हैं वहाँ पे normally that are resting, but on the ground floor it is on the flooring. And it may be folding time, it may be collapsible, or it may be of fixed type. But sometimes if partition walls are also designed to carry some load, then in that case it will be called as internal wall, but that is the rare case. Okay, so what are the requirements of a good partition wall? So it should be strong enough to carry its own weight, because it has to take its own weight. Okay, तो इतनी तो strong होनी चाहिए कि खुद का तो वजन ले ही पाए. And it should resist the impact load. अगर sudden load कोई आता है, so it should be capable to take that impact load. So whenever I'm talking about impact load means sudden load. Okay, so if sudden load is developed due to use of the building, it should be capable, so that you can utilize the maximum floor area. So thickness उसका कम होना चाहिए. And it should provide adequate homogeneous, durable and sound insulated material. So it should be economical in construction, and it should have proper coherence with the type of building structure. जो भी आपका building type का structure है उसके साथ वो जानी चाहिए आपको. Okay, एकदम अलग से नहीं दिखनी चाहिए. Then it should be sufficient to resist against fire, heat, pani, white ant or fungus. So it should be resistant to all this. Also, it should be rigid enough to take the vibrations. Whatever some vibrations that are caused due to some load, it should be capable to take that. Also, it should be strong enough to support the wall fixtures. वॉल पे आप काफी कुछ लगा देते हैं, सैनिटरी फिटिंग लगाते हैं, हैवी फिक्सचर्स लगाते हैं. सो एटलीस्ट इट शुड बी केपेबल टू take that load, and it should be strong enough to support all these fixtures that we are adding on it. And also it should be capable to support the suitable decorative surfaces. So these are some of the requirement of a good partition wall. Now these are the different types of partition walls which are possible, and this classification is based on materials which are used for the construction of partition wall. So very common kind of partition wall that you are knowing, it is called as the brick partition. So normally it's a half brick thick partition wall that we are constructing. But apart from that, you can utilize clay block partition or hollow block partition. Okay, so pura solid block lo ya to hollow block, so that can be used. Then concrete partition, that is also widely used, okay, as a partition. Then glass partition. So glass is also utilized, certainly definitely in offices generally this kind of glass partition can be used. Then timber partition. So timber is also widely used material. Then straw board, okay. Then plaster slab. Then metal partition. Then AC sheets, asbestos cement sheets that are also used for the construction of partition wall. Then wood wool slab partition. So these are this is the complete list of different materials that can be utilized for the construction of partition wall. So we will discuss one by one. So as you know that this brick partition, it is a very common kind of partition wall. So it may be constructed with the plain brick. Plain bricks से आप बना सकते हो. Otherwise, you can use it reinforced bricks, okay, or the brick knob, or you can also construct it with the hollow brick. So these are the four possibilities in which you can utilize your brick partition. Plain brick use करो या reinforcement के साथ brick use करो या brick nog. Whenever we are talking about brick nogging, the meaning is that we are using certain timber framing. Timber framing के अंदर आपको brick partition लगाना है. So that is brick nogging. Or hollow brick also you can utilize. So generally agar if you are going for the plain brick partition of half brick thickness, it is not utilized for more than 2 meter height. 2 मीटर से ज़्यादा हाइट के लिए आप यूज नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है. बट इफ यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग द रेनफोर्स्ड ब्रिक पार्टीशन ऑफ हाफ ब्रिक थिकनेस, so that can be more durable and strong as compared to plain brick partition. So this half brick thick wall, whatever that we are using RCC, it cannot take heavy load, and their height may be restricted to 2.5 meter or up to floor height you can go. So generally in this reinforced brick partition, at every third course, so this is first, second and third course, you can provide such kind of wire mesh or steel bars or certain hoop iron that is can be provided. So that will make it reinforced brick partition wall. And this brick nogging partition wall, they are consisting of the brickwork built up within a framework of wooden members. So wooden members का framing करा जाता है, and in between you can have this brick partition wall. So normally this brick partition, it is considered to be fire resistant as well as soundproof. So as compared to stone, this brick is having a more fire resistant property. Okay. So we will discuss this brick nogging partition wall, because sometimes in exam it may be asked separately also. So this brick nogging partition wall, it is consisting of framework of timber. So all around you are having such kind of timber framework. पूरा timber का framework करना आपको, ठीक है, within which half brick partition wall is generally fitted. Okay. So half brick partition wall is generally fitted in this the whole timber framework. So basically this timber framework, it is having different components. So these are the different components. Okay, so just try to understand. First is head and seal. So basically at the top, whatever the framing work जो top में होगा, that is called as head, and at the bottom of the framework, that is called as seal. Okay. So here in this figure, this is your head, and at the bottom you are having seal. Okay. Then after you are having the vertical members. So you can see these vertical members here. This is vertical member. So all these vertical members that are connecting head and seal, that are generally called as studs. So studs are the vertical members. So these are studs. Okay. So this is stud, which are the vertical members. Then horizontal members, which are called as nogging. So here after this vertical member, you are having horizontal members. So these horizontal members, so here these are the horizontal members, which are called as nogging. This nogging. Okay. And here it is called as nogging pieces. So vertical members are called as studs, and horizontal members are called as nogging pieces, or nogging simply. Then sometimes you can provide cross braces. So अगर आपको ज़्यादा strength चाहिए, तो जैसे यहाँ पे दिखाया था, some cross braces can also be provided. Okay, ऐसे दो cross या एक cross depending upon the requirement, that is called as cross braces. And puncheons. Anna, what is this puncheons? These are also the vertical members. Studs ही है वो. These are studs only, but that are provided over door frame. So suppose you are having some door, यहाँ पे door आ गया, तो ये जो vertical piece जो door frame के ऊपर होंगे ना, उसको आप बोलेंगे puncheons. So these are the vertical studs only, but they are provided over the door frame. So this is your door frame, and यहाँ पे जो vertical studs है, these are called as puncheons. So these are the different members of the timber framework within which you have to provide your brick work. Okay. So basically these studs, they are placed at a distance of 3 to 4 times the brick length. जो आपकी brick की length होती है, उससे 3 to 4 times के distance पे आप vertical members रख सकते हैं, because we have to insert this lengthwise here. Okay, so 3 to 4 times of the whatever the length of the brick, So accordingly, you can have the that distance between the studs. And these noggin pieces, they are placed at a vertical distance of 600 to 900 mm. So here it is shown the distance, that is the vertical distance between the two knocking pieces. It may be 600 to 900 mm. And cross braces can also be provided at the intersection. जहाँ जहाँ पे intersection होता है, you can provide the cross braces. And this kind of partition wall, it is efficient in preventing fire and passage of sound, similar to your normal brick partition wall. So when we are going for such kind of wall, there are certain precautions or the points are to be observed. This brickwork should be carried out with the cement mortar 1:3 proportion. That is the minimum requirement. Okay, and to provide the better stability, slight projection in the wooden stud and corresponding groove in the adjoining brick, because you are having this vertical studs. Okay, ये दो vertical studs हैं आपके, ठीक है, and in between you have to arrange your bricks. So proper jointing is very essential because these two are different materials. Okay, so इन द वुडन स्टड स्लाइट प्रोजेक्शन, थोड़ा सा प्रोजेक्शन आप यहाँ पे रख सकते हैं, ठीक है, यू कैन हैव सर्टन स्लाइट प्रोजेक्शन एंड यू कैन प्रोवाइड द कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग ग्रूव इन द एडजॉइनिंग ब्रिक. सो यहाँ पे आप जो ब्रिक अरेंज करेंगे ना, तो उसमें उतना ग्रूव प्रोवाइड कर दो, सो टू हैव द एफिशिएंट जॉइंटिंग, बिकॉज these two are the different material. So you can provide projection in the wooden stud, जो wooden vertical member आपका है उसमें आप थोड़ा slight projection provide कर दो, that may be having size of 50 by 25 mm, and corresponding groove can be provided in your brick. So this is your brick. So and to have the proper jointing. Okay, and it should be well watered before plastering of the surface commences, because if you are going for the plastering, well watering, that is essential requirement. And both surfaces of the brick nog should be provided with plaster. So both the surface, आगे पीछे सब जगह आपको plastering करनी है. Then this type of partition wall suffers from the drawback. Timber may get decay, उसका decay हो जाएगा, deterioration हो जाएगा, termite attack कर सकते हैं. So that may be the one of the problem that of the drawback that is possible in case of such kind of brick nog partition wall. And the mortar which is used may not stick well to the timber members, because normally this mortar is used for the brickwork and at jointing always we are using this mortar, so it may be possible that it may not stick well to your timber members, and thus the brickwork is likely to become loose after some time. Okay, so these are some of the drawbacks that are of such kind of brick nog partition wall. Next is hollow block or clay block partition. So this hollow block may be concrete block also. Okay, so whatever concrete hollow concrete block wall that we have discussed, okay, so that can be utilized for the partition purpose also. Okay, so that are generally useful and that are generally the individual units of the concrete. Okay, so there are varieties of sizes and varieties of ways in which you can arrange it. But when this hollow concrete block, when you are using for the partition wall, then it will become hollow block partition wall of concrete. And instead of concrete, अगर आपको थोड़ा means economy wise, if you want to go, then you can utilize a clay block. So these clay blocks are used, which are prepared from the clay or terracotta. So special type of clay which is called as a terracotta, and they are either solid or hollow. So depending upon requirement, solid या hollow आप select कर सकते हैं. And this hollow clay block that may be having some section size 30 centimeter by 20 centimeter, thickness varies from 5 to 15 centimeter. So these are some of the pictures of hollow clay blocks. So these blocks are provided with the grooves. Grooves होते हैं उसके अंदर at the top, bottom, side, so to have the proper jointing. Okay, and the surface may be kept glazed, glassy, मतलब means एकदम glazed surface कर देते हैं with the different colors. Okay, so to have the glassy or the glaze kind of appearance, and they are lighter in weight, because hollow blocks are definitely hollow blocks may be having less weight as compared to the solid block. So in that way it may be economical, because they are lighter in weight, also the material requirement is lesser. So these hollow blocks, concrete or clay block, they can be also utilized for partition wall. Then very simple method that is called as the glass partition. So you can utilize the sheets of glass, okay, complete sheets of glass that can be utilized for the partition, or the hollow glass blocks So such kind of hollow glass blocks can also be utilized. And sheets of this glass are fixed in the framework of the wooden or metal. So this framework जहाँ पे आपको fix करना है, it may be of wooden framework or it may be a metal framework, and within which you have to fix this glass sheets. And this hollow blocks doesn't need the timber framework. तो timber framework की जरूरत नहीं, आप कहीं पे भी उसको fix कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. But as far as the features are concerned, it provides good aesthetics. अच्छा दिखने में अच्छा लगता है. It allows light also. Then it's a damp proof and sound proof and heat proof also. And it is easy to clean and maintain. So such kind of glass walls are also widely used. Now next is concrete partition. So whenever I have told you that concrete word aata hai means two types of construction always. Precast means ready-made available, and second is cast in situ, on field you are preparing. So basically this precast concrete partition, so ready-made concrete के slabs आते हैं. So that concrete proportion 1:2:4 slabs of suitable sizes are prepared and that are secured in the precast post. So you might have seen this kind of partition wall. Okay, so here these are your precast post. ये post जो होते हैं ना I shape I kind of shape. So on the precast post post. This is your precast post in which you have to provide this concrete slab that can be inserted. Okay, and these are the concrete block. Be also fixed. 40 mm, so it's a less thickness, you can say 4 centimeter jetty thickness, and cement mortar is used for fixing purpose here at the joint. Okay, so this kind of ready-made slabs can be used and that can be fixed in the particular post. If you are going for cast in situ construction, then similar concreting wall can be prepared, but the wall thickness may be around 80 mm may be possible, and cement mortar similar way, but only the thing is that these slabs may be prepared on site. And to get more strength, अगर आपको ज़्यादा strength चाहिए, reinforcement may be provided at the center of the thickness, and it is placed in the horizontal as well as in vertical direction both. So if you need more strength, you can go for the reinforcement also. Otherwise, you can have the plain concrete partition wall. So as far as features are concerned, it is light in weight. Also, it is non-shrinkable. Shrinkage इतना होता नहीं है. Also serve as visual, sound, fire, and heat barrier. And it is stronger than the brick and clay block partition wall. Okay, so in the next class we will be discussing more in detail regarding the remaining type of partition wall. And here I am stopping the presentation. Thank you very much.